All right, hello there, and welcome to today's webinar on Next Level Learning with Lumi. And whether you are an avid Lumi user, or if you're just starting with the functionalities, or you're here to learn more, we're really excited to have you join us today. A couple things to note before we get going here. The Zoom question and answer box is open for any questions that you may have. We will be answering the questions in this box throughout the webinar. So make sure that if you have one, put it in there. This is the best place to put it to ensure that it gets answered. A recording of this session will be added to our YouTube playlist, and in a follow-up email, we'll send the link to this playlist along with the slide deck that I'm presenting today, and then we'll also send along a document with answers to any questions that we receive. And a little bit about us from the D2L side. So my name is Heather, and I am a customer enablement specialist here at D2L. And I also have my colleague Victoria here with me today, who is also a customer enablement specialist, and she will be answering any questions you have in the Q&A box. And also we'll be putting some helpful links throughout this session that you can click on and go explore some more resources. So keep an eye on the chat as well. So I'm going to start off with an overview of D2L's vision and an introduction to Lumi. And then next, I'll showcase some of the functionalities of Lumi within Brightspace. And then we'll show where Lumi is going with some upcoming product releases. And then to finish off, we'll share some resources for you, one of them being a way to try out Lumi, and then showing you at the end of our presentation how you can access more resources. And if all goes to plan, we might have some more time for some Q&A, but as I mentioned, please get those questions into the question box if you have anyone and any of them, just to ensure that they get answered. And before I get too far here, I do want to take a moment to clarify some terms. So D2L is the company that Victoria and I work for, and Brightspace is the product we make, a learning management system. And then in addition to these two things, we also have Brightspace Community, which is a hub of resources where you can connect with other Brightspace users and seek out additional information on Brightspace. And there is a link in the chat to Brightspace Community, and you can either sign in or you can join Brightspace Community if you have not already done so. So D2L has continued to pursue its mission to transform the way the world learns. And this is a commitment we've honored alongside our clients for more than a quarter century. Embracing artificial intelligence, which I already said AI, but I will continue to refer to it as AI moving forward. This allows us to expedite this transformation, ensuring a more profound impact on educational experiences. In our journey to integrate AI for everyone, D2L is focused on enhancing our core competencies while altering the daily workflows of all users engaged. The daily workflows all users engage with to achieve their objectives. So this strategic incorporation of AI into our services is designed to augment, one, our platform, which is crafted to bolster learner success and achievement. It's also designed to augment authoring and assessment processes, curated to facilitate the efficient creation of engaging and effective learning materials. And our AI services are also designed to augment comprehensive learning analytics, offering unmatched insights into the learning process to enable informed decision-making and personalized learning experiences. And by leveraging AI, D2L is not just adapting to the future of education, we are actively shaping it, ensuring our offerings remain at the forefront of educational technology. At the same time, we are committed to the responsible development of AI systems that result in fair and productive learning experiences for all. This approach enables us to maintain our leadership in delivering transformative learning experiences with a commitment to innovation and excellence. So now that you've heard about our approach to AI, let's set the stage here and learn more about what Lumi is. D2L Lumi is an AI-powered feature within Brightspace that helps educators and course designers create high-quality learning content, assessments, and activities more efficiently. Lumi not only saves time and effort, but it is always keeping the human at the center, giving you full control over all of the generated content. This AI-powered feature is right in your LMS in a responsible and trusted way. So this is where Lumi is today, and I am going to go through 6 of the functionalities that Lumi offers. So we are going to start here by taking a look at how we can streamline quiz creation with Lumi Quiz. One of the biggest challenges educators face is the time it takes to create quality assessments. And with AI technology, we can now easily generate assessment questions directly from existing course content. This not only reduces the manual effort involved, but it also ensures that assessments stay aligned with what's actually being taught. By automating this process, instructors save valuable time and effort, allowing them to increase efficiency in their daily workflows. Instead of spending hours writing and formatting quiz questions, you can focus that time on higher value activities like engaging with learners and supporting their success. So we are going to head into Brightspace here. So I am going to go into the quizzes tool, and I'm going to head into our question library. When D2L Lumi Pro for Brightspace is enabled in a course, this Generate Questions button will appear at the top of the question library page. So we are going to click in to here, and you will have a pop-up window that comes up for you to select some options. So here we have an option to either select a custom text, and so you can add in your own custom text into this spot to generate some questions from. But as I mentioned before, it can also pull from course content, so it really stays in line with the things that are actually being taught. So when we have course content selected here, we can select our course content, and then it brings up my modules that I have within my course. So I'm going to click into here, and I am going to choose Introduction to Public Speaking. What we can do is we can edit this source text here, and it can provide more precision to the AI, but this will not alter your original content if you do decide to do this. I also wanted to point out that these outcome tags here, and these will appear for you if there is outcomes that are associated with that content. So you are able to keep all of these outcomes. You could delete them, you could delete all. And when you make this change, it does not alter the original outcome alignments to the content topic. So that's not impacted at all if you make that change here. And then going down here in our selection window, we can choose the number of questions that we want to generate. So there is a range from 1 to 10 here. And then you can also choose the question type. So we can choose multiple choice, true, false, written response, short answer, or multi-select. I'm going to do multiple choice for today. And optionally, you can select a Bloom's taxonomy level to target specific assessment goals, or we can leave this empty and we can let the AI decide. And once this is all set for you, then you can click Generate. And so Lumi is going to automatically suggest well-structured questions that align with your material. So this means you don't have to spend time brainstorming and formatting. This is really doing that heavy lifting for you. And as I mentioned earlier, with the human being in full control, it is here in this generation of questions. So what we're going to do is we're going to click through these questions and we can review them and we can make edits right in here. I can type right in here if I wanted to, but I'm happy with this one. So I am going to click keep and next. And then I can also edit this one as well. And if I wanted to, I could press discard and not use this one. And then I would only have one question that is generated. But I will keep this. And then I'm going to save to section. So I can have this saved to a current section, which is just in my main question library, or I could create a new one. And you can name this as AI generated questions so that you know, or it could be based on the units that you have maybe created if you want to organize it that way. And I am going to press save here. And something that I want to point out to you here are the icons that are beside our questions. And these have been AI generated. And this one here with the spark icon, this indicates that it has been AI generated and reviewed by a human. So what I just did. And then here we have the spark icon with a human. And so that indicates that it has been AI generated and then modified by a human, which I did not do. But if I went in and I edited the question, that icon would change to reflect the person with the spark icon. But those icons will not be visible to a student. We'll head back here. So next up, we are going to take a look at Lumi Idea and how it can inspire our assessments and discussions. So when it comes to creating assignments and discussions, one of the hardest parts is simply coming up with fresh ideas. With AI, we can generate inspiration directly from the existing content. This ensures that ideas are again relevant and tied to what's already being taught, just like we saw with the questions. Another major benefit is reducing the manual workload of building formative assessments. So instead of starting from scratch, instructors can quickly produce ideas and then refine them as needed. Ultimately, this is saving you time while also improving quality because the assessments are staying closely aligned with the learning materials. So this alignment not only makes it easier for you as an instructor, but it really ensures that learners are being assessed on exactly what they're meant to be mastering. So we are going to head into content here. And I do want to point out that when we are generating assignment and discussion ideas, we do need to do this through content. That feature will not appear if we do it through our nav bar or the course admin. So just keep that in mind there. So I am going to click on Create New, and I have the option for assignment and discussion, and I'm just going to click into discussion to show you, but then I'm going to create an assignment. So here for discussion, we have this option to generate discussion ideas. So that would be there for you. But I'm going to head back, create new, and you'll notice that this is the exact same workflow for both of them. So once you get the hang of creating a new assignment with this generation, you can also get the hang of doing it for a discussion as well. So here we can choose the number of ideas to generate. So this value ranges from 3 to 5 unique ideas. And again, we can optionally select the Bloom's taxonomy level to have ideas target a specific assessment goal. Or again, we can leave it empty and let the AI decide. And we also have the option to choose the content source. So we can include all of the activities that we have in the module, or I can select certain activities within my module. So I'm going to click on these 3, and then once you have the selection that you want, we can press generate. My favorite part about this is that I don't have to start from a blank page. And once I have some ideas generated, I can edit these, I can refine the wording, and I can add my own spin to it. And these assignment ideas are truly grounded in the content that I already have and what I want them to take away. So now that I have some ideas here, I can select one and press insert. And so here you will see that I have the full Brightspace editor available to me. So I can make any edits that I want. I can bold text. I could add a video note in here. I can check for accessibility. And then I also have all of the features over here for availability dates and conditions, and my evaluation and feedback. I can add a rubric in here as well. And I will just title our assignment here. And that's all set. So we'll head back to our PowerPoint here, and we are going to look at aligning learning outcomes with Lumi Outcome. One of the most powerful ways that Lumi can support educators is by making sure that the learning outcomes are directly aligned with assignments. So instead of you needing to manually map the objectives to tasks, AI technology can help ensure that course materials consistently reflect student goals. So this alignment not only makes it easier for instructors to track progress, but it also allows us to quickly develop and communicate clear pathways for learning progression. So this means learners know where they're headed, what steps they need to take, and then how each activity builds towards their overall success. So we're going to head back into Brightspace here, and we're on the assignment that was just generated. And I am going to click on Outcomes here. And we will press on Suggest Outcome Alignments. And what is going to happen is the AI is going to suggest outcome alignments based on the available course level outcomes and the instructions of the current assignment. So the top 3 AI suggested outcome alignments will be returned to you. And something to note is that any existing learning outcome alignments, they would automatically be filtered out from any of the suggestions. So we can select the appropriate ones if we are happy with them. And if not, you can ask Lumi to suggest more. And then I will press save. And again, this really reduces that effort when aligning course material to learning outcomes for activities within Brightspace. And now we are going to look at how we can build content faster. And we're really staying on the theme here of saving time. And I know that that is something that we can really all get behind on. One of the most time-consuming things for instructors is getting materials ready for digital delivery. So with this approach, you can quickly generate high-quality learning materials directly from the files that you already have. So this is as simple as dragging and dropping Word documents or PowerPoint presentations into the content tool, which then automatically creates modules for you. So there's no need to rebuild content from scratch. And then from there, instructors and course designers have the flexibility to either deliver the material exactly as it is or adapt the lectures and presentations for online delivery. So this is really making the process much faster, and it also supports different teaching styles and delivery formats. So when D2L Lumi Pro for Brightspace is enabled in your environment, we can either create a new nested unit, and we can do that by clicking on Create New, and then generate a unit from File. But what we want to do today is we want to create a new top level unit. So we do that by clicking on New Unit here in the upper left pane, and then generate a unit from the file. So then what we're going to do is we are going to choose the level of AI assistance. So if this content is finished and we just need the pre-written unit imported and ready for the online delivery, we can click on here and we would be able to upload a doc. The next option here is to generate a unit from a presentation or lecture. And here what we can do is upload a PowerPoint. So I am going to just drag and drop a presentation that I have here. There we go. And that is in there now. And I am going to review the unit structure. So I really love that this can take the knowledge locked up in my offline documents or presentations and turn them into real learning materials. So this is really accelerating the content creation and can simplify this process for centralized course creation teams and to import all of this existing content into Brightspace. So the generated unit structure is presented to me here. And what I can do is I can rearrange the topic order. I can also edit a topic's title if I wanted to, just like so. And then I can also head in to here and edit it, and I could select a template. So I can select an HTML template. And what this does is this ensures that the content that I just put in with my PowerPoint presentation is now going to be in an accessible template in Brightspace, which is absolutely amazing. So I'm going to select that and save the details. And then what I can also do is if I don't think that I want this other information and topics as part of my unit, I can simply delete it from here. And so I just have a small little unit here from my content, and then I can generate it. And this does take a little bit of time. So I have prepped the unit already for us to take a look at. And so here, this was from my PowerPoint presentation that I had. This was an image that I had in there that came in. And this is all right here for you in an accessible content experience with that HTML template. So something I want to point out is up here, you will see that the content is hidden and it needs to be reviewed by a human. So we're going to click on Review AI. And from here, we can edit the content if we feel that that is needed, or we can say that this is set to reviewed if we've taken a look over it. So the human is in full control here over the AI generated content, and it needs to be set to reviewed in order for you to be able to mark this as visible to your learners. And next up, we are going to take a look at providing helpful context with Lumi module summaries. So another way that Lumi can really support teaching and learning is through module summaries. So instead of manually creating these for every section of content, AI can quickly generate high quality overviews that capture the key points. So this really provides learners with a clear, concise takeaways that enhance comprehension. And for learners, this means they can more easily review and retain the most important concepts, which really helps to keep them engaged throughout the entire course. So what we're going to do is head in, and this was the unit that we had created with Lumi. And I'm going to head in here, and you will see that I have this generate summary option. So I am going to click on this, and we have the option to include all of the activities within this unit. And this will probably look pretty familiar to you, that you can also select the ones that you wish to have in your description. So you could make that selection here, but I am going to include all of them. and I am going to generate that summary. So currently Lumi is reading upcoming lessons and modules, and it's going to produce a text summary to help get everyone ready to learn. The first summary is going to come back and it's going to be written from the perspective of the student, that I will. And then the second summary will be written from the perspective of the educator. And the third summary is an integrated summary that describes the content. And if any learning outcomes are aligned to material, that has been summarized. The verbatim outcomes, they will also be included there. So now what I can do is I can select which summary I like and what resonates the most with me and what will resonate with my students. And I can insert this here. And so you will have access to the full Brightspace editor here. You can make any changes, you can add an image, a video note, change the text, and then you also have your availability dates options, due dates, everything's available for you here. I will press save and close. And finally, I am going to show you Lumi study support. So after a learner completes a quiz, Lumi automatically surfaces targeted suggestions based on where that student struggled. So instead of giving every learner the same reviewed material, Lumi is personalizing it. So it is guiding them back to the areas where they need the most reinforcement. As an instructor, you will stay in control and you decide which course content is included in the pool for recommendations. And these suggestions are always tied back to the intending learning outcomes. So what we're going to do is I'm actually going to head into Brightspace from a student perspective. So you can see here that we are logged in under Janice Bauman, and this is a student here and a quiz that they have taken. Study support does need to be set up by an instructor for a student to see what I am showing here now. So we know that formative assessments are such an important part of the learning process, especially when learners have multiple attempts, because it gives them the opportunity to practice, reflect, and improve over time. So now with Lumi, the experience at the end of a quiz goes beyond just showing a score. Instead, it's providing personalized study support that's directly connected to the learner's performance. So this personalization is what drives learner buy-in. Learners see feedback that is unique to them. It's not just a generic message. And as they go back, study, and retake the quiz, their recommendations change as they improve, giving them a dynamic, evolving learning experience. So this level of engagement leads to stronger results on summative assessments because students aren't just guessing their way through. Instead, Lumi identifies the gaps in their knowledge, it boosts their preparedness, and guides them towards mastery. So rather than simply taking another stab at a question, students are directed to review specific content that strengthens their understanding. So this is really making formative assessments very meaningful. So this is something for us to think about as we are creating these quizzes to allow multiple attempts, to allow for these learning opportunities. And at scale, this really means that learners are getting the right level of support and guidance, and it helps close those knowledge gaps and ultimately is going to lead to better achievement in courses. So you may have noticed that a lot of the workflows are very similar between all of these Lumi functionalities, and it's intentional by design. So that they are easy to use, and once you know how to use one of them, then you're able to use all of them with ease. So now that I have gone over these 6 functionalities, I want to take the opportunity to show you a few things that are coming up for Lumi in the second half of this year. And I do want to encourage you to visit our product roadmap and also our September release notes that just came out yesterday. They were fully published. And so we'll pop those two links for you into the chat if you'd like to take a closer look. And before we get started with the roadmap, here's our safe harbor statement. And this is just to remind you that some of the things we'll be showing today involves forward-looking information, and that actual results could differ from what I show you today in some of the screenshots. So I just showcased Lumi Study Support, and with that will come Lumi Insights. And this is where educators will have actionable insights presented within the regular workflow. This will empower them to provide interventions that improve learning outcomes. This will also be that key call to action for what needs to be done. So it can show what question learners are having the most trouble with, and it can also show what study support content has been recommended the most. And so you'll see here just that image, and this will be within content here where an educator would be able to see that. And also scheduled to be in beta in January within Lumi Insights is that suggestion for action. So it helps educators by offering recommended next steps, such as reaching out to students or maybe updating quiz content to review a quiz question that a lot of students might be having some trouble with, and it might just be because of the wording of it. And so it really provides those suggestions for you as an instructor and educator. I showed earlier how we can align Lumi outcomes to an assignment with AI, but we can also do this on content pages and in discussions currently with Lumi. But coming soon, we will have the ability to also have AI suggest outcomes on quizzes. And this one has been highly requested, as we know a lot of folks have learning materials in PDFs. So PDFs will be able to be used as input in Lumi Quiz, Lumi Ideas, Lumi Summary, and Lumi Study Support. It is not quite available yet in content to generate those new units, but this is a very exciting release for us. As I mentioned, a lot of people have learning materials in PDFs. All right. And since you've been listening to my voice for quite some time, I thought I would give you a little bit of a break, and I'm going to show you this video here on Lumi Chat, Lumi Tutor, and Lumi Feedback. And these are all supercharged with LearnWise AI. And I will also share a few more details after the video. But if you want to learn more about LearnWise and how it's incorporated with D2L Lumi, that link will go into the chat there for you.
Welcome to Lumi, your AI-powered, seamlessly integrated into Brightspace. In the next 2 minutes, watch how Lumi transforms the LMS experience with instant support, smart feedback, and streamlined workflows. Let's start with Lumi Chat for students. Right inside Brightspace, students can open Lumi to get real-time administrative help for topics like financial aid, enrollment, or mental health. All verified and cited answers pulled from your institution's own resources when and where they need them. Students can also get academic support right inside any course page with Lumi Tutor, whether it's creating personal study plans, explaining a course concept, summarizing class discussions, or asking for assignment deadlines. Lumi Tutor is always available to support students tailored to their needs and academic progress. Need tutoring? With the H5P integration, Lumi becomes your on-demand study partner, creating various learning exercises from quizzes to role-play, tailored to your course content and learning style. It's like having a TA on call 24/7. And for instructors, you get the full picture. You can see which students are engaging, view conversation logs, and explore trends that reveal where learners are struggling the most. Now let's switch to grading. Lumi helps educators move faster and smarter. Lumi feedback can suggest academic feedback or even generate first-pass grades for written assignments based on your rubric and tone preferences. Educators have the option to enhance their own feedback or edit and approve the AI-generated feedback, so they are always in control. It's not just AI, it's a co-pilot for everything you do in Brightspace. Ready to see everything LearnWise AI brings to Lumi in action? Let's talk.
All right, so we just saw Lumi Tutor there. So this is a 24/7 personalized AI tutoring and study plans for students. So this really helps engage students with course content, and it really provides them with that active learning. And we need to think about if it's midnight for someone and they want to be studying, this is available for them. And I very importantly want to mention that this is multilingual, it's accessible, and it's always available for a diverse student body. And next up here is Lumi Feedback, an AI grading support built for instructors to speed up assessments, to provide those timely insights with less workload. So this really ensures actionable and equitable feedback for every assignment. And as mentioned in the video, the human is always in control here. And with everything with Lumi is the human is in the driver's seat and is able to make those decisions. So those are a few updates that are coming for us with Lumi. I encourage you to chat with your account team if you would like to learn more about anything. And D2L also held another webinar in August on some of these upcoming features. So I welcome you to check that out as well. And Victoria has put a link in the chat there for that event. And while we go through the last few slides here, we would love it if you could take a few moments to fill out our survey. We would love to get your feedback, and these results, they really help us to improve our offerings and make sure that we are delivering what it is that you want to see. So there is a QR code up on the screen. If you have your phone with you, you can scan that, or a link is in the chat for you to click on. I'll leave that up just for a moment in case anyone is getting their phone, and I want to thank you in advance for your time on doing that. And we also want to invite you to the D2L Champions program. Being a champion gives you the opportunity to receive points for attending webinars, submitting blog posts, and even giving us reviews online. And you can then redeem these points for gift cards and additional D2L services. And so if you are looking for more information, that link is in the chat. And we're going to be giving you a few links here at the end, just some more information. And we also have several customer enablement webinar sessions that are coming up. So these are the upcoming sessions that we have planned for the month of September, but we also have webinars that are scheduled until February 2026 that you can sign up for. So the link to explore these sessions is in the chat. And then once you click on that link, you can click into higher education, K-12, or upskilling. And I do want to say that if there is a topic that is of interest to you in the higher education section, but you're a K-12 educator, please don't hesitate to sign up and join us. These are open to all, and a lot of the things that are shared in the tips and tricks, they can be applied to your use in Brightspace, no matter who you are and what age you teach or what organization uses the LMS. So please sign up if there is a topic that is of interest to you. And we hope to see you there at some of our upcoming sessions. I also very briefly just wanted to point this slide out, and I have another one as well after this. And these are all hyperlinks for you, and they will link out to some resources, and this will be in the document that we send out afterwards. So keep an eye out for these slides if you want additional resources. And there's a link here. It's the third one down to try Lumi for 30 days. But we'll also put that link in the chat there for you. And this is the second page here as well. Thank you to everyone here. We really appreciate you coming to our session. And I'll stay for a few more moments in case there's anything left or any other questions that people have.